Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We're back here on No Man's Land with Grober Games. So I decided to kind of start the episode, get started a little bit early before I started the episode. I'm just getting the outside passes done here on the field, just so that way we can have a little more time to do other stuff in the video today. So I think my plan ultimately for right now, it's almost noon already in the game time, is that we're gonna get this all raked up, baled, and moved. And then I think we're gonna go to town and pick up our plow, and I think we're gonna have to pick up our stone picker. I decided that I want to try to get the stone picked up, so that way we can maximize as much of our yield as we possibly can for this first season. Granted, I probably will never really use a roller in here, but we'll see what happens there. My family's just never had a roller in real life, and it's just kind of a weird thing that the whole roller thing increasing yield. Like I get the purpose of it, like to help increase the seed to soil contact ratio, but I'm just always, my concern is just like we've gotten in this area, we've gotten really hard, heavy rains, and it basically turns after you rolled the ground, it turns it basically into a flat slab of concrete, so it's hard for the seeds to penetrate through, and then basically you have to get another tool to try break up the crust, and if that doesn't work, you're kind of stuck replanting. But yeah, I think that's kind of the plan for right now. We're going to at least pick up the plow, definitely pick up the spreader too. I got my eye on a cheap little one that should be able to handle us, and maybe pick up a bunch of our fertilizer, and maybe pick up our drill today. We'll see, cause go back to the where is that? There we go, the calendar. So we got till April to get any of our oats, and then we got plenty of time for our soybeans and sorghum. And I kind of want to get one field of oats in, just cause so that way we have a little bit of variety of crop going on for when we start selling. Kind of figure out what's going to be the best crop to sell in this area, just cause we don't really have a whole lot of competition, so it depends on what they're demanding up by the interstate over there, to be honest with you right now. Eventually we'll get set up where we can have different vendors and such to sell to, but we're still quite a ways away from that yet. But I think for now we're only gonna, we might mow this side, and then we might go to the other end of the field that's already made and mow that too quick. And then we're going to get all that baled up, and then we're going to have to get to plowing and such, so that way we have plenty of time to get our other jobs done. The other thing I kind of would like to do before we get too far ahead of ourselves, it's kind of a good thing that the sorghum and the soybeans, we got until May to plant those. I was going to say June, but June's pushing it in real life too, especially around here to plant soybeans. But we'll keep going. We'll get all this grass here. Gotta maximize whatever we can get right now. And the one thing I've noticed is this tractor feels like it is drinking pretty good. I mean, we already had a half a tank and we've only got an hour on it, but I wonder if this tank's pretty small to begin with. But anyways, that's kind of the plan right now, just to get all this cut and baled and raked, and then we're just gonna set the grass bales off to the side for now, because it's not really worth selling grass. It's gonna be better if we buy a wrapper and wrap it up and turn it into silage, especially since we gotta maximize our profits anyway. How? It's unlike my other playthrough where we're just maximizing by doing custom work. All this is gonna be all the work we can do ourselves, which I don't mind. It's just like I said, the whole logging experience has just never been fun to me. But since we got the Mr. Seeley's P endorsement on the bag handler tool for logging, I think it's gonna make it quite a lot more bearable for me, and maybe a little bit more fun, just because we'll be changing the landscape and such. And that's another thing that I was thinking about. purchasing next is a tree planter, and we'll replace like some of the trees up on that hill when we start taking them away. Like as we go along, we'll replant some because I don't think we're gonna try to put anything right up on that hill. At least not yet. I think we need to maximize our logging because right now logging is gonna be our go-to thing during our downtime for the season. But at least with our smaller equipment, it'll keep us we'll be pretty busy throughout the year. And then during the winter months, we should hopefully be able to handle our logging needs with what we got. But yeah, I'm really happy with this Oliver mod. It's just a great little great tractor to have, especially since there's very few cabless tractors out there yet with about this size. So let's see, there was one more thing I was going to look at before we jump to the time lapse here. Make sure we get all the grass here. Trim this off. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. I was going to see, out of my own curiosity, just how big is the fuel tank on this thing. I know in reality, the one we got at home, the 1950, it doesn't have a large fuel capacity either, but the 1950 we have, instead of the 2 saddle tanks we got, it's just got one central tank up front there, underneath the hood. And the 1855 we have, it's got 2 saddle tanks, and then plus the tank right underneath the hood, so it's got that one's got quite the capacity versus our 1950. But we'll get this ground here. I feel like we're gonna have a good amount of bales off this. Like, granted, the grass isn't fully grown yet, but I think it's gonna be pretty decent yield here. Where's my equipment? We don't even have a capacity on it. Huh. Interesting. I figured they would have had at least the capacity of the fuel tank included on there, but I guess it'll just be a mystery to us. Grab that little plotch here. But we might have to look into investing in a little fuel system to get us by, to get fuel back and forth, and I got the perfect mod in mind already. I don't think it was too expensive. And I'll kind of show you guys right now, quick, while I'm thinking about it. Pretty sure it's underneath here. There it is. Mobile fuel tank for $1,500, 420 liters. And that'll get us by for quite a while, especially if we fill that up and we just remove it off the bed of the truck. We might just leave it in the back too, because we don't really use the bed of the truck anymore now. We might just put our toolbox back there as well, just so if we ever need to fix something out in the field or start maintenance, that we'll have it on us and we'll be able to pull that out. And then we'll always know where it's at for sure. Granted, sure there's a marker on the map to show us where it's always at. Nope, there isn't, so. But yeah, right now that's the plan. We'll get into the time lapse here. Like I said, I think we're gonna go to the other side and mow over there as well. And we'll get to it. So we'll see you guys at the end of this when we get done here. Well then, that's one way to end the day with. Well, we still got a few minutes here before the episode's over. As you probably could tell, the baler mod needs a little bit of work yet. The grass pickup texture is not quite there, but I guess we're running to town today. I was hoping to avoid having to go to town and pick up a fuel tank and fill the tractor up, but it seems they have other plans for me today. Oh. Have to get the bale fork out of here. Slide, push it on out of the bed here. And we'll just set it over here. Just do a little cheating so that way I know where it's at when I come back later. But it looks like we'll have to run off to town and pick up some fuel. I'm hoping I can get all the bales moved before nightfall, but it's not looking good. I'm thinking that I also would like to get the, oh, I'm losing my words here. Get that last batch of trees out of the way before we start messing with all our field work, but I know we're gonna at least have to do the one field tomorrow because it's our in April, because it's gonna be our last chance to plant some oats. Either that, we could skip it, but I'd much rather plant some. Just that way, if we decide to get certain livestock and we need the straw, we'll have it there. But we'll have to go stop in here quick. We'll have to pick up that fuel barrel. I haven't really tested this mod yet, so hopefully, well, just to be safe, we're gonna save the game just in case. And we're gonna test this mod. I haven't really tested it. I just saw it and picked it up one day while I was looking around on the mod site. Huh, okay then. You're just gonna dance in circles. Each their own, I guess. Let's see if we can get this to work. Let's leave it. Oh. Leave it right here back in the bed. Get one strap on it because it's not going to stay there forever. Now I'm trying to remember. Okay, there's the fuel pump. Can I? Okay, good. I couldn't remember if I could switch to it or not. There we go. And you know what? We'll get our question answered today too, of how big that fuel tank is on that Oliver. I'm guessing it's not super big. But we shall see here shortly. Let's get out of that. Head on back down to the farm, get the baler fired back up, and get to rolling again, because we are running out of daylight already. And I'll be honest with you, I thought that we were going to get a little more off the field than we are. Alright, I don't feel like we're getting as much grass as I thought we would be, but we also cut it very short. And I just don't think we would have enough time to do all our other work that we got coming up here if we waited another month or two, or another growth stage, so to speak. Also, handling that rake is kind of a challenge. I don't know if you noticed that the tractor kind of didn't want to turn with it very well. There we are, just kind of weird just seeing all those trees gone. Just straight ahead, you can see the tractor sitting in the distance. But I was hoping we would be able to make it through the evening. That's okay. It happens. Now let's see if I can. Okay. Filling up? Okay. Looks like this might take a while here, so you know what? We're gonna just turn the speed down here for a second. I didn't really want to do that, but I did not realize how slow feeling this was gonna be. I was hoping to get to running again right away here and get to going. But yeah, so far we got 1, 2. I think only 3 or 4 bales off this, which ain't too bad, but I know we could have had a lot more. But this baler mod needs a little bit of work yet, but you know what? It's working great for what we need it for right now. It's not something we'll plan to keep long term in the farm. I better pick up this log here. Don't want to run that through the baler. Let's see. How full are we? Probably about a third of a tank. Yeah, we'll say about a third. I think when we get about halfway, we'll probably fire it up and get to going again. So this was what, 410 liter tank? Might not be a bad idea just to always top it off at the end of the day. 420. Wow, so that thing is just a guzzler is what it is. Well, most older machinery, I guess, is going to be like that, so I should better get used to it. But I think we'll probably wrap it up for this episode. I'm just going to let this finish filling up here. And I think, like I said, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I might start baling again and get like partway done. And we'll probably come back when I'm partway done with the field in the next episode and finish it off and get the bales moved. Like I said, my main goal I would like to do is get those trees removed, but I don't think that's going to happen. We might have to wait till the next month to do that, and then we might just have to go hard at getting that field worked over there, getting the extensions done, getting the lime and get it limed and fertilized, and getting it planted. So we'll have to go get our drill bot, our plow bot, and our spreader bot along with our seed and fertilizer. So we got quite a bit of money that'll be going out yet, but in the end, I think once we take out those trees, we're gonna, like I said, I think on this side of the rock we'll do a field here, and the other side we'll do it kind of up to where the dirt path is over there. It'll be kind of a long, narrow field, because I kind of want to leave that spot down there where you can kind of see the brown texture open for putting up buildings and such, because I'm kind of thinking putting the bin set up right over there when we get enough money to start setting up bins. But we're going to wrap it up here for this episode. If you guys enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to stay up to date with each new episode I'm uploading every day. Most of all, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and thanks for watching.